We're live on edge.
A very warm welcome to all. It is my pleasure and a privilege to welcome all of you to the launch of the new undergraduate degree program at Jindal School of Journalism and Communication, BA Honours, Film and New Media. This is a very exciting moment for us. It is a very significant moment for us. And I would like to request Professor Dr. C. Rajkumar, founding Vice Chancellor, OP Jindal Global University, to say a few words about the journey that the university has had, and also to introduce the new program and introduce the distinguished speakers for the evening. Professor Rajkumar.
Thank you very much, Professor Upasana Mahanta. I would like to extend a warm welcome to all of you to this very special moment when we are launching a new undergraduate program at the Jindal School of Journalism and Communication entitled BA Honours, Film and New Media. It is indeed my proud privilege to welcome two extraordinary individuals who have kindly accepted to be part of this event today under very difficult circumstances in terms of their work schedule and their own preoccupations. Let me begin by extending a warm welcome to Mr. Subhash Ghai, who is a writer, director, and producer of the Indian film industry. Mr. Ghai does not need any introduction whatsoever, for his contribution has been truly remarkable in the larger imagination of Indian film industry when it comes to making a substantive impact in the work. His notable works include many movies, including Kalicharan, Vishwanath, Mairi, Hero, Vidana, and many other distinguished achievements. But I want to say that Mr. Ghai belongs to a generation of filmmakers who inspired multiple generations of actors and directors, and also created new imagination and infusing creativity, innovation in the film art of filmmaking. I also want to tell that he is not only a distinguished filmmaker, but he also went beyond the contours of filmmaking and established an outstanding institution known as the Whistling Woods, which is an international film and media institution based out of Mumbai. Now, this is an extraordinary contribution to institution building that Mr. Subhash Ghai has made, which in many ways has the potential to transform the future of filmmaking. We are very fortunate that we had the privilege to host Mr. Ghai on our campus, and I had the personal privilege to visit him and the Whistling Woods. And today we are discussing substantively with the leadership and team at the Whistling Woods to build substantive collaborations between the new BA Honours in Film and New Media program at the Jindal School of Journalism and Communication and the Whistling Woods. So with those words, I want to extend a personal warm welcome to Mr. Ghai. Secondly, I also want to extend a warm welcome to my very dear friend, a childhood friend from my school and college in Chennai, actor and indeed an extraordinary superstar, Mr. Suriya. Now, of course, Mr. Suriya again does not need any introduction, but I want to say that besides his significant contribution to the film industry, not only in Tamil, which is his mother tongue, but also in many other languages in which he's been very popular, he has also had a significant contribution towards philanthropy and also changing lives through the work that he has done through his father's inspiration as well, known as the Agaram Foundation. Mr. Suriya and Mr. Sivakumar both have made immense contribution towards transformation of the lives of young people in creating access to education for multiple generations of first-time learners. He's also somebody who has maintained humility, completely self-effacing in his nature, with extraordinary achievements of great films that he has done. He has been most accessible to everybody, particularly those whose help he has provided, and he has never hesitated to reach out to them as well. We are very fortunate that he has accepted our invitation and is present with us today. Lastly, I want to say that OP Jindal Global University is in a unique position today as we launch this new program. We just heard today, several hours ago from London, that the QS World Universal Rankings has released its international rankings, and we have become one of the top 500 universities in the world out of the 40,000 universities. When it's come to graduate employability rankings, there are only 12 Indian universities which feature in these rankings among the 1,000 universities, of which the 10 are public and 2 are private, and we are one of the 2 private Indian universities. We couldn't have had a better day to launch this new program. It augurs well for the Jindal School of Journalism and Communication, and indeed all our friends and supporters and students and faculty members who are present here to celebrate this occasion and indeed to mark the launch of this new program. With those words, I would once again like to extend a warm welcome to everybody, and in particular to Mr. Subhash Ghai and to Mr. Suriya for gracing this occasion at the launch of the new undergraduate program in BA in Film and New Media. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Professor Rajkumar, for those remarks and for introducing the distinguished speakers for the evening. I would now like to request Professor Tom Goldstein, founding Dean, Jindal School of Journalism and Communication, to introduce the BA Honours Film and New Media program. Professor Goldstein.
Thank you. JSJC started its Journalism and Media Studies program nearly 5 years ago. Now we are eager and proud to launch a new program, this one in Film and New Media. In many ways, this is a logical next step for us. In starting this program, Kish, who we will hear from later, and I did plenty of research, aided invaluably by Parashar Barua, a gifted cinematographer from Mumbai. We have come to learn there is a continuing need for quality undergraduate studies in filmmaking and new media. We at Jindal are very excited about this new program, which will provide students a deep familiarity with video and film in all its many genres. It will have a special focus on documentaries and hands-on experience of working with new media. It will be an interdisciplinary training ground for a new generation of journalists using images in movement and sound to tell their stories. At JSJC, we train students to be storytellers in the tradition of the liberal arts, and we will continue in the same tradition when we teach filmmaking. As we launch the program, I want to thank especially our 2 speakers tonight, Mr. Subhash Ghai and Mr. Suriya, for supporting this program. I am sure we will collaborate in many ways to train future filmmakers. I'm indeed looking forward to hearing their addresses, and thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Professor Goldstein, for those inspiring words. Before we call upon Mr. Subhash Ghai for the special address, we would like to take a small moment here and to virtually unveil the brochure for the new BA Honours Film and New Media program. So could we take a moment here and unveil the brochure? Thank you. This is a truly exciting moment for all of us, and we are very, very grateful to Mr. Subhash Ghai, who is here with us to deliver the special address. So may I now request noted writer, director, and producer of Indian film industry, Mr. Subhash Ghai, to deliver the special address for the evening.
Good evening, everyone. I must pay my hearty thanks to all of you to have invited me to be here with you at the grand launch of the new degree program of film and media and Jindal School of Journalism and Communication. I'm really very happy and very thankful to, especially to Professor Dr. C. Rajkumar ji for inviting me and for inviting our school, film school, Whistling Woods International, for a great collaboration with each other. And special congratulations to Professor Tom Goldstein, for taking this initiative and taking further challenges to create a filmmaker and storyteller and the artist. It's a huge journey. It's a huge experience. When we talk about the communication or talk about the film and media, it's such a unique profession. It's such a unique faculty. It's such a new skill which needs to have a human experience. Any other profession, any other subject where you're educating children, it's a sports that he has to be sportsman, and that's it. He's a lawyer, he has to be just lawyer. He doesn't have to know anything except the law. A doctor doesn't have to know anything except the medicines. That's it. But an artist and storyteller have to know the whole world. He has to know the entire environment, entire culture of the land, the psychology of the people, the changing people, the philosophy of life. He has to experience it to express this. So this is a very unique course where you train your children in a different perspective altogether. It is not only a 2-3 years course. You push them right from the beginning as a child that you have to know the whole world. You have to know from the planet to the insect. You have to know each and everything because you are telling stories of the people, story of the universe, story of the human race. So I'm very thrilled about it, the whole thing, when a esteemed university like Jindal University takes up this. And it's very, very important for the Northern India to see that they really develop this kind of school with such a dignity and with such a profound approach. And they take this initiative to encourage those children to come to the school and understand the meaning of the education. More than education, the student must know the meaning of education. To cut short of my story, myself was a boy from the Delhi, and I used to study in Haryana, but I used to Rohtak, and I was more interested in cultural club, dance, drama, music, and I participated in, and I really got gold medal. And my principal of my Haryana Rohtak college told my father that you must send this boy to Bombay because he's more of a cinematic and more of a dramatic interest. So my father wanted me to do BCom, the commerce, but finally he was convinced and he sent me to FTI. And that was the change, big change in my life. What I was thinking all the time up to the age of my 20 years, I was aspiring to be a star or to be a great filmmaker or whatever it is. But when I went to the FTI, I had to change my whole perspective. I have to change, oh God, this is a different ball game altogether. I have to learn a lot. I do not know nothing. The first thing I was told was that you have to unlearn all those things what you have studied for the last 20 years. Oh God. Unlearn and relearn with a new perspective. And my principal, my guru, that time FTI was Ritwik Ghatak, the ace filmmaker of Bengal. And he was a taskmaster. with a hunter. And he really told us that artist has to be a soldier also. Artist has to be a craftsman also. Artist has to be, so he said every artist has to be a technical person and every technical person has to be an artist. And that was my journey from FTI as an actor. I came to the industry. I remained as an actor for 3 years. Then I discovered myself that I can write as a script writer. And I started my journey, shifted my journey to the script writer, and I wrote top 6 scripts for the top 6 directors. And for 4 to 4 years, I was writing a script for other directors. And there I learned that how people direct. And then I shifted direction, and I was given a direction one fine morning with a Kalicharan. And there I came to know the responsibility of a director. How a director can tell his written script, because there is a lot of difference between a script writer and a director. Now, director had to translate the whole text world of the script into the cinematic terminology, cinematic arrangements. And from there, I was lucky and blessed that I opened my company, Mukta Arts. And for 25 years, I made some 14 films, and out of 14 films, the 12 were blockbusters. But that was the turning point also in my life, when I met newcomers, the new generation. And that time, there was no school except FTII. So they always wanted to be groomed in Bombay. And I thought there is no school in Bombay. And that time I went to the government of Maharashtra and I said, okay, I want to open a school. When they said, yes, in Film City you can do that, that was a bigger responsibility for me. And trust me or not, Rajkumarji, I had to travel all over the world to the various 32 film schools of the world, myself with a bag, note, camera, and one of my assistant to do all research work, how the film school runs. Because I knew there was FTIA. But FTI was again a little conservative or the more based on the Russian model. But now the things were happening in a very big way. People wanted a mainstream cinema too. And open up like today is a different. Today is a digital, interdisciplinary, to global environments. So that time when I came there, I visited all the school, and I met all faculty people. I met dean, and I discussed with them what are the problems faced. I came to Bombay. I discussed with all the veterans, filmmakers, the stars, the writers, that I want to open a school. And it took 5 years to do the research work to open the school. And in 2006, I was happy that finally we could start a film school called Whistling International. But now we are 15 years old film school. And again, it is a very huge journey as an educationist. And I feel on one side, I'm a filmmaker. I have gone through the experience of filmmaking. But other side, I am also an educationist. So I played 3 parts: as a student of FTI, as a filmmaker in the industry, and as an educationist in the building a school with a solid, concrete result. So we have 2,500 alumni who are working in the movie industry and media industry all over Bombay, all over India. And they are in a good position. They are happy, successful people. But now, having said all this story, to open any school, the most important thing is that you must understand, we all must understand, what is the philosophy of your education? What is the philosophy of this school? I never told them that you have to become an actor, big star, and big filmmaker. First thing I tell them on the very first day, you have to develop as a human intelligence and a wise person. First, we insist on the human development in the boy. Unless you are a good human being, you will not be able to understand the people. And you will not be able to express that story of a right kind of a story in a right narratives. whether it is an artist, whether it's a director, whether it's a singer, whether it is a media person or a communication or MVN, whatever. We have 7 schools, all connected to the cinema, all connected to this world, art and craft. But it has been again evolving experience for us, because I still today, I attended my class with the beginners and I learned certain things from them. I asked them their problems and they told me a typical different problems, which we never had. So we have to be very friendly to our students in this particularly, and I'm very glad that a university like Jindal is doing this, a great job. And I really wish them great luck. And we are always there, Raji, for this, the serious teachers, the serious educationists like you. We are there to provide all our services, all our cooperation. And we want you to be proud in your student. We want to make a proud students and proud teachers. But core thing is that we should train our trainers too. Very important part of today's education is where I feel the trainers are getting stagnant. The trainers are not ready to move further as the students are moving. To march with the students' race and their speed of intelligence and the sharp absorbing the things, huge. You can see that how your children speak. So today's children, I face children of 18 to 20 to 24 every day. And I have to learn from them, then I have to make friends to them, then I have to make them understand. So creating India as a soft power, we should create artists. An artist is a God's child. So this is a totally different profession altogether. Suriya ji is here and he's a superstar because he has a God-gifted talent. You see, and he is very connected to God. We are all connected to God. He has to play so many roles. I have to write so many stories. And I have to experience everybody's stories. Then I have to make it more of an entertainer. Now I'm making a serious story into comedy and comedy into serious. So many jiggle is going on. The commerce pressure is there. The art pressure is there. And technology is changing everything every day. So it is a beautiful profession. It's a beautiful, thrilling stage for any child who wants to be an artist, who wants to be a storyteller, who wants to become an actor, director, writer, singer, whatever he wants. And in media also, you have to understand people again in communication. You should know how to express your ideas. That's media. I'm really very thankful to all of you. I will not take your time, but I can assure you, Raji, and everyone and Tom, that we will be always there. Whistling is always there for the profound people and the profound faculty like you. I am there, and I wish you all the best and good luck always. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Subhash Ghai, for a fascinating and inspiring address. Your words means a lot to all of us when we start this journey. I am also particularly delighted that as son of the soil from Haryana, you have a deeper connection to Haryana where we are, and your adopted home, Mumbai, being what it is. I hope you will continue to come to Sonipat and Haryana often and inspire us and guide us in this effort.
Sure, it's my duty. It's my duty.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And I know that you need to leave, so we appreciate that. Yeah. Please.
Yes, thank you very much. We appreciate your time. Thank you so much for sharing those inspiring words with us. And thank you for assuring us of your continued support. We really look forward to engaging with you and your institution going forward. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
May I now take the evening forward and request an actor, superstar, Indian film industry, Mr. Suriya, to deliver the special address. Mr. Suriya.
Good evening, Professor C. Rajkumar, founding Vice Chancellor, OP Jindal Global University. My special respects to Subhash Ghai ji. Still have all my childhood memories of watching Hero and Kalnaik and many, many more films, sir. So glad to meet you here, and thank you for the fantastic speech. Professor Tom Goldstein, Dean, and Professor Kishali Bhattacharjee, Executive Dean, Jindal School of Journalism and Communication, Professor Upasana Mahanta, Dean, Admission and Outreach, Professor Sridhar, OP Jindal Global University students and their parents and guardians, faculty and students, staff members at the university. A very good evening. I uh, I feel truly honored um, for being here and attending this very important event. In a new normal, the virtual world, it gives me immense pleasure and a great deal of satisfaction joining you all at this auspicious occasion of the launch BA Honors Film and New Media offered by the Jindal School of Journalism and Communication of the OP Jindal Global University. I thank founding Vice Chancellor of the University, Professor C. Rajkumar, for inviting me today. It's indeed a very special moment for me speaking personally. I've known Professor Rajkumar since childhood. He's a dear, dear friend of mine, and we went to school and college together. Rajkumar he's always been passionate about the work he does with firm faith in his ideas and vision for higher education. Even today, he's a strong pillar of strength for me. I'm very proud of his achievements and contribution to the field of higher education, in particular. Under the leadership of Chancellor Mr. Naveen Jindal and Vice Chancellor Professor Rajkumar, I witnessed this remarkable journey for the OB Jindal Global University in terms of its achievements, featuring in the World University Rankings, recognition as an institution of eminence by the Government of India's Ministry of Education, starting of new schools and programs, amongst other remarkable distinctions, and many more in a short span of 12 years. I take this opportunity to wholeheartedly congratulate each and every one part of the OP Jindal Global University for all the achievements and also for introducing a new undergraduate program on film and new media. I believe it's indeed the need of the hour. I have early recollections of the film industry to recall my personal and professional experiences in films and filmmaking. My father's an actor who primarily works in Tamil films. But films those days had territorial and geographical limitations in their narratives and filmmaking. But with globalization, the nature of films, storytelling, and filmmaking itself has, I think, completely changed. It has further evolved with digital globalization, flow of international capital, and corporatization of filmmaking. The digital revolution and the recent growth in access to digital media, more recently spurred by the pandemic and the emerging world of online learning, has pushed all of us into storytelling mode, echoing the most needed optimism and realism. Therefore, the changing landscapes of filmmaking impacted by digital revolution, technology, and globalization led to more opportunities and a deeper understanding of film and media studies, which I'm sure your BA honors course would do. I'm glad that Jindal School of Journalism and Communication launched an undergraduate program in film and new media, which is a step in the right direction. When I think of prospects of filmmaking, I'm excited by the thought of integration. Together as a society, we have evolved a long way by fusion. I think fusion is the most interesting part of this evolution. Having the film and media course integrated with journalism leverages a whole new world of possibilities for this generation. As Walt Disney says, film is a great tool to play with human emotions and thoughts. We don't make movies to make money. We make money to make movies. Like becoming responsible creators, integrating your heart and mind will help us engage in reasonable filmmaking. Although we are all thrilled and excited at the prospect of watching films and being part of those activities, I can tell my personal experience as an actor and a head of a film production company, that entire exercise of filmmaking is becoming a little more complex and complicated. Now we need more enablers who are professionals in all aspects of filmmaking, production, and new media. That includes gaming and animation industry. You're just as Martin Luther King words, I have a dream. What's the dream? What's your dream? How do we make our dreams a reality? Imaginations, visuals, challenges, antidote. The world of opportunity is going to be made available for you. This opportunity is just not one to obtain a degree or career, but needs to be a soul searching one. Seek for the best. You're at the helm of pursuing the best, and we are sure you'll come out with flying colors, filling the deep vacuum of for intellect and creativity at large. The world is all yours. This dream shouldn't be the one in sleep, but wouldn't let you sleep. Um, like Subhash Ghai sir was saying, I really connect with a lot of things which he said. Being an actor, a creator, a director, you have to live a lot of lives. You have to explore the world. I like this line in Tamil which says, "புத்தகத்தில் உலகத்தை படி, உலகத்தையே புத்தகமாக படி." So learning is never a destination; it's always a journey, and you also should be ready to unlearn. It was uh, like 18 years back. I had a co-passenger in flight, and he was saying everything is going to change. You will be able to watch television. You'll be able to watch all the channels. This was 18, 20 years back. You'll be able to watch all the movies. And first time I heard this binge watching word when he was saying these things. All the movies are going to come into your mobile and your laptop. So that, that the consumption is going to be, it's going to blast. It's going to completely change. I felt like I'm watching a film like Back to the Future, and now it's all become so normal. So you don't know what you can expect in another few years to come, another 5 years or 10 years. Definitely a huge change. I think we should just be ready to accept this change. So I hope this program will be an exploration into the world of films, both fiction and the non-fiction, while remaining conscious of the changing times, the thriving world of OTT platform, and with the increasing dependence on experimental work, the work of media has multiple zillion times as we engage with each other as much as in virtual space as in the physical reality. It's like moving from the era of Einstein's relativity into zone of quantum mechanics, both being real, sometimes contradictory, and yet equally relevant to define our understanding of the world. By joining this program, I'm sure you'll engage in more creative ways of storytelling, filmmaking, production that can engage the imagination of the viewers. I, I again want to quote Tare Zameen Par. It's just not a film, which entertained you. It had a lot of details. I think somewhere about journalism, documentary, storytelling, entertainment, all put together. You can just imagine how many parents, how many mothers, how many kids, uh, how many families would have benefited through that one film. So definitely by uh, joining this program, I'm sure you will engage in more creative ways of storytelling, filmmaking, and production that can definitely give a huge impact. We just have to balance that, as Sir said, art and commercial, and make those impacts. I really believe films should make an impact and also entertain. So enjoy the experience of learning, and I thank you all, and my best wishes to the General School of Journalism and Communication of the OP Jindal Global University on the successful launch of the undergraduate program in film and new media. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Surya, for a very, once again, a very inspiring and a very compelling address, connecting with students and potential people who may be part of the program, I can only say that I'm reminded of a very famous observation of Mahatma Gandhi when he said, and I quote, "A small body of determined spirits fired by an unquenchable faith in their mission can alter the course of history," unquote. I mention this because of the fact that people like you, and of course, Mr. Guy, you are part of that small body of determined spirits in your own profession who are indeed firing an unquenchable faith in the mission that we are pursuing. And we believe that we can help in altering the course of history. I'm grateful to you for taking out time at a busy schedule, and I know that you got up at around 4:30 a.m. for the last several days and beginning your shooting at 5 a.m. and intensively pursuing it for more than 12 hours. And the fact that you chose to be part of today's launch at a very short notice speaks volumes about your personal commitment and dedication to the cause of education. Although you have visited campus before, but now when you come next time, you will be addressing our students in the film and new media program, and we can't wait to have that. So thank you once again for your very presence and your participation in this program. Thank you.
Looking forward to and always glad to be part of all the initiatives, Raj. And of course, wanting to see that gathering, that crowd, the
Yes,
cheer and laughter and chit chats.
I
Really
know.
missing this crowd and the gallery.
Absolutely, absolutely. We will do that. Over to you, Pasna.
All the very
We all look
best.
forward to having
Always the
you on
best.
campus. We would be thrilled to have you on campus. And I'm sure all our young minds who have joined us virtually today are thrilled to hear you and take away the fact that learning is the journey, it's not the destination. And I'm sure they're excited about the journey that the Film and New Media program has to offer at Jindal School of Journalism and Communications. With that, may I now request Professor Kishalai Bhattacharjee, Executive Dean in the School of Journalism and Communication, to deliver the concluding remarks. Professor Kishalai.
Thanks, Upasana. For once, I'm glad that we are on virtual mode because speaking after Surya is going to be, a very difficult act to perform. So if it was the crowd Surya, then everyone would have left by now. But now I'm imagining that people are there listening to me, though I know that they may slowly be thinking of moving on because they said, okay, we've come, we've listened to Subhash Ghai, we've listened to Surya, now let's move on. But since I need to conclude the launch, thanks to all of you, thanks to Tom, my founding dean, who came up with this idea to do film and new media in the journalism school. Thanks to Raj for encouraging, taking it up, and we all know how much he loves films. I'm told, I don't know whether all our students know about it or not, but he watched at least 3 movies a week, if not more. So, and Surya would be able to bear that out. So, but just to repeat what Mr. Subhash Ghai and Surya told us is that in the last 18 months, the world order literally changed, and every human life in every part of the world has been affected. Human life and livelihood has been upended. In death literally stalked our neighborhood. It may sound dramatic to say this now, but it happened a couple of months back. And we were forced into a virtual living. It's been 19 months now. But I think stories came to our rescue. World over, people were watching the same stories. I mean, whether it was, people with wearing Dali masks in a bank in Spain or a 1960s chess tournament, we were watching these same stories in every part of the world on various platforms. And today the screen reminds us that these great stories have the enduring power to unite, inspire, and entertain. And at the same time, and I've been telling the students that journalism, in whichever form you consume, have also come to our rescue in the last 18 months, providing us with information, connecting us. Otherwise, imagine a world in the last 19 months where you did not have internet or any other communication or TV or newspaper. We would be living under a rock. It would be the dark ages. These are the only ways I think that's how we have survived. So this is a space we want to build to help young minds tell compelling stories, just like we did in our journalism course. we put a lot of emphasis in reading and writing so that they can become storytellers with responsibility. We would also like to imagine a collaborative space where the best and the most driven minds in visual storytelling, sound, animation, gaming can come together and work with us. And for that, we will be looking towards Suriya and others to support us, to help us, to guide us. It seems to me as an especially appropriate time to assert the importance of documentaries. And I'm glad, Suriya, that you mentioned that. You mentioned that it is an interesting location for the film and new media to be located in the journalism school. And for Subhash Ghai to mention that the location of Sonipat, Haryana, which is his home state, but also the fact that North India needed a school like this. I mean, we don't have, I mean, India doesn't have many undergraduate film programs. And when I speak to my industry friends, by industry, I mean the film industry friends, they say that an undergraduate film program, a robust undergraduate film program is what is required because otherwise, after a postgraduate, they are expected to be industry ready, which they are not all the time. So I'm really, really excited, happy that we've got the support. We've received, we hope to receive more support from you. And at JSJC also, we do a festival every year in collaboration with the India International Center. And it's just a coincidence that this year the theme was art and storytelling. So this has been at the core of everything we do out here. And thanks to the faculty at JSJC for putting together, for helping put things on the social media, put the curriculum together, and it's going to be an uphill task, I'm sure, for the next 1 year. But with Upasana, with Raj, Tom, and the faculty members, and the support of our friends and well-wishers, I'm sure we'll be able to get this started. Thank you so much again.
Thank you. And what a start it has been. And I'm sure it's going to be an incredible journey going forward. Well, we are at the end of today's program. So I would like to take a moment here to once again express our deepest gratitude to our distinguished guests for the evening, Mr. Subhash Ghai and Mr. Suriya, for giving us their valuable time and gracing this occasion with their presence. A big thank you to our Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. C. Rajkumar, for your leadership, for your vision that made today possible. We are grateful to Dean Professor Tom Goldstein for his guidance and stewardship, under which the Jindal School of Journalism and Communication has seen the growth that it has seen. I'm truly, truly grateful to my colleague and my friend, Professor Kishala Bhattacharya. He's the Executive Dean of Jindal School of Journalism and Communication, and the passion and commitment that he brings to his work reflect on the way the film and new media program has taken shape. And thank you to the entire team of faculty, staff at Jindal School of Journalism and Communication, who has worked tirelessly towards making this program possible. And I wish the entire school all the very best for the journey ahead. Thank you to our registrar, Professor Sridhar Patnaik, for his unwavering encouragement and support in this journey. And last but not the least, our deepest gratitude to all who have joined us virtually for the launch of this program. We are deeply, deeply grateful. We are excited about the journey ahead, and we hope that you would continue to join us every step of the way. Thank you very much. We've come to an end to this evening. We look forward to having many more such interactions in the future with Mr. Ghai and Mr. Suriya. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
Surya. Thank you. Thank you so much, Tom and Kishlai and Pasna. Bye-bye.